stuff. Let's get it. All right. I just want to jump on this joint to talk about mental health, because a lot of people are talking about mental health but not talking about it through astrology. And I think that talking about mental health through astrology will help a lot, because breaking down exactly what's going on through your mind and going deep down into your mind and understanding what's going on. So let me see. 1 second. See if I can take this. I can't take this. All right. It's all good. Okay, so I want to go deep down into the mind of the whole mental health issue, and the way I do it is going to the Mercury. When you go through the Mercury in astrology is how you think. It's your communications and processes of how you think and communication. So when when you going through this in astrology, your is different is different energies going through the planets of your emotions, your expression of the sun. The sun is your represents central expression and personality. Your moon, emotions. The Mercury, which we're going to talk about, represents communication and processing of information and how you think. So I'm going to go deep down into that and really breaking down where mental health is coming from and how we can help our mind through astrology with mental health. Venus, another planet, represents relationship desires and intentions. Mars represents action and sex drive. Jupiter represents expansion, teacher style, and one's connection to source. Saturn represents life's lessons, restrictions, discipline, and limitations. Uranus represents collective awakening, rebellion, innovation, and liberation. Neptune represents collective spirituality, fantasy, and illusion. Pluto, which is the last planet, the darkest planet, where we going through right now in our transit, represents collective transformation and regeneration. So let's go back up to Mercury and break down this whole mental health thing. And once we can do that, we can go deep down on where our mind is going and understanding why we think certain ways that's making us uncomfortable. So, one more time, what Mercury represents: communication and processing of information is how you think. So I'm gonna break this down. Okay, hold on 1 second. So I'm gonna go through the positions of Mercury, and Mercury goes through the positions of the zodiac signs. So you're not just your sun sign. You're not just like, if you're a Capricorn, you're not just a Capricorn. It goes deeper than that. So once you go deeper than that and going through the mind and your emotions, your moon, your sun, all of that, like all the planets, what I just said, you can understand where this mental health issue is coming from. It's coming from generational curses that what we have to break. We have to break this through learning ourselves. And once you learn yourself, you get your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. You get a reading, or you can do it yourself. You can go to tarot.com. That's tarot.com. That's tarot.com, and you fill it out to get a free reading, or you could pay the $20, or I think it's $20 or $22, something like that, and you get your full chart on understanding. It'll break down everything, your whole mind. It's like your birth chart is your astrological birth chart, which is your full is your it's the blueprint of your mind. So I want to go deep into this. So I want to read the positions of Mercury, and once it all keep coming to me, this going to keep coming to me because I'm still breaking things down in my mind right now, so a lot of people can understand like where this mental health is coming from. So it's really coming from how you think, and so I'm gonna break this down. Once again, the Mercury position, how you think, communication and processing of information. So if your Mercury is in Aries, Aries is the first planet. I mean, Aries is the first zodiac. Mercury in Aries, energetic, forceful, and outgoing, tend to rush into things, can be impatient, love to be physically active, um, think about themselves first, they put themselves first. Remember, this is the Aries is the baby of the chart. Aries is the first sign, it's the baby, so it really thinks about itself first. Don't waste time. Don't waste any time in getting to the point. They don't care about the consequences. They don't care about none of that shit. They just like jumping and doing shit and getting shit done because they don't have patience. They the baby. Once again, putting these two energies together, Mercury and Aries, you become quick-witted, independent thinker, love to argue, quick on making decisions. Once again, very impatient. It's an impatient zodiac. Aries is the most impatient zodiac. Natural leader, have all the leadership qualities, excuse me, which works better when you think things through. So if they stop and think things through, they wouldn't have to go through the whole mental health thing because if they was to be patient and think things through, they won't mess things up and jump the gun and then have shit go all over the place. So I'm gonna keep going with the Mercury. This is the mind in Aries. You might have this placement, Mercury in Aries. Um, Also one to speak their mind, which others can respect, can be aggressive. A very aggressive. Aries is an aggressive sign, the most aggressive sign. One of the most aggressive signs, I'll say. Why will take the risk when no one else will step up to the plate. They your energies, use your energies to make yourself known. The lesson is for Mercury and Aries is to not think about self too much. It can be a good thing or a bad thing. It's like you gotta really map that out and pick and choose and take your time. If they took their time, they can think things through and get things done. Try not being so hard. Try not to be so hard headed. Remember, Aries is ruled by the head, and so it can be really hard headed. So we're gonna go to the next one, which you can have this placement, and if you go deep into how your mind is going, this is the solution to all this mental health shit. This is the solution. The solution is to go deeper on your mind. Hold on one second. Once you go deeper on your mind, you can understand where it's coming from and not point the finger at somebody else and have the blame on them. And then you'll be angry and you'll keep that anger inside of you because you're too busy blaming somebody else and it already comes from you. Everything comes from us. We can't blame anybody because it's all coming from our mind. We all making this whole thing up. We're making this whole dream up, this whole reality. We're making it up through our mind. So once we go deeper through our mind, then you can understand yourself. And once you understand yourself, then you won't be pointing the finger and you won't have mental health issues. So let's keep it going. Next zodiac is Mercury in Taurus. I'm going to go through this whole Mercury positions so you can understand how your mind goes, because one of these might be your position on how you thinking or how your mind goes. So Mercury and Taurus like nice things, extremely practical. They like their comfort and a lot practical on how they think. Take their time in making decisions, taking into account every fact, every detail, and every consequence. So they take their time. This is the thing with Taurus. Taurus zodiac, they take their time. They want to see what's going on. They want to take their time, sit back and peep the whole game and See, they can help Aries. They can help Aries Aries mind. So slow and steady on how they speak. They make sure they make the right decisions. They really take their time. Always think before they speak. They take their time to think about everything of what's going on. Very organized, cautious, and conservative in your thinking. Mercury and Taurus don't like when people rush things. They don't like to be rushed or people rushing them. They don't like it. Can be very stubborn because Mercury is in a fixed sign, which is Taurus. The fixed signs are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Those are fixed signs. So that if you know one of those zodiacs, they probably a little hard headed and they're a little stubborn and they don't want to change. And they have more better qualities. We all have negative and positive qualities in zodiacs. So let's keep it going. Very patient when learning. Change is not easy for them because it's hard for them to change because of their fixed sign. Can make a career on just speaking. They have very pleasant voices, the Taurus energy. Very good at writing as well. Need stability. It's not that they don't like change. They just like feeling safe and settled. Like they're thinking things through. The lesson is for Mercury and Taurus. Try not to get stuck in your comfort zone. Be a little bit more open to change. Once you open to change, a lot of things can come in a little easier. Let's go to the next zodiac, Mercury and Gemini. This is exalted. Exalted meaning exaltation is the planet's most powerful position and indicates ease and added fortune with using this planet's energy, but it still can slip into a negative trait if you're using this wrong, or it depends on your I'll say your major aspects. Okay, so this is exalted Mercury and Gemini. This is an exalted position. You have great communication skills. A1. Air energy is intelligence. You have a good way of analyzing things quickly. Very talented with communication skills. Mercury and Gemini love discussing ideas and philosophies with others as their mind is always racing with different thoughts. Like for Gemini energy, and I have a third house. I have a third house Mercury, so I can relate to this. Third house represents Gemini. So I noticed that, like, if I'm on my phone, I have to be doing at least two things at once, because that's how a Gemini mind moves. They have to be doing at least 2, 3 things at once. They can't just focus on one thing because it's an airy mind, and they can't just focus. They can focus on at least 2 to 3 things at once, and they can. That's how they usually get things done. But it's an airy mind, and they can't focus on just one thing. So moving on, slightly less stubborn, can see things from both sides of the fence, always thirsty for information, like being around people that they can bounce their ideas with, can play a lot of mind games, can get very annoyed with people that don't use their common sense, have to be around people who have sharp minds like them, or they can get really bored. They can get bored quick. Mind needs to be stimulated at all times. Keep your mind stimulated. Gemini has to keep their mind stimulated, like what I was just saying, like having, like if you're in your phone, you having 2 to 3 tabs up at once and not just focusing on one. You can focus on 3 things or at least 2 things at once. This is an exalted position. The power is strengthened which usually has a very positive outcome. So if you know a Gemini and not always have a negative traits against Gemini, because a lot of people always saying that Gemini is negative, but they not, because they just more intelligent. Their mind moves, so it's like they make more decisions at once. Like they can't just make one decision at once. They scattered. They want to keep it going. Like their mind is moving. It's very intelligent. It's moving. It's ruled by Mercury. It's exalted by Mercury. So let's keep it moving. Mercury in Cancer. So if you have this position, get your birth chart reading. This is very important. Like this is how our minds is going, so we can understand how our mind is going and why we thinking about stupid shit. Mercury in Cancer. If you have this position, utilize their incredible listening skills to figure out what's going on below the surface. Like to talk about things that are emotionally driven. Have an excellent memory. They have an excellent memory. So if you have this position, Mercury in Cancer, you can really think about some shit that happened probably 20, 30 years ago. You probably remember it like it's nothing. And remember, Cancer is a water sign, so that water has memory, so they can remember that. Like to talk about things that are emotionally driven, have an excellent memory. Emotions tend to rule your thought processes. You have difficult seeing life objectively. Like you can have like going back to what I just said and thinking about something that happened a long time ago that affected you. This is a position that can really help you. I mean, that can kind of hurt you with the whole mental health thing, because you probably think about some shit that happened a long time ago and it hurt your feelings, and you don't like it, so it'll probably keep popping up in your head, and you like, man, I don't know, I don't want this to hurt me, and it's still hurting you because you're still thinking about old shit. Keish Key, what's going on? I'm just popping up. I just popped up the comments. So whoever just coming in, peace, y'all. What's going on? Once again, we talking about mental health and going to the Mercury sign, which the Mercury sign represents your how you think and your how you process how you process your how you I'm all over the place. How you think, communication and processing of information. This is how you think. So this helps you. This position, if you're looking into astrology and seeing how your mind moves, you can check it, and you can check these positions to see how your mind is going and go deeper on how your mind is going. So let's keep it going. We just did. I started from the beginning. Mercury in Aries, Mercury in Taurus, Mercury in Gemini. So I was in between. I was in between Mercury and Cancer. So still going to Mercury and Cancer. So if you have this position, it can kind of hurt you, because you can be thinking about negative things that happened to you a long time ago, and you won't like it, and it'll keep playing in your head. It'll keep playing in your head, and you not understanding where it's coming from, because you're not understanding yourself. Once you understand yourself and understanding how your mind is moving, then you can keep reading these positions and reading your major aspects in your chart, your astrological birth chart, and then you can understand yourself. So let's keep it going. Where I left off at, emotions tend to rule your thought processes. You have difficulty seeing life objectively. Very cautious who they give their energy to. Can't be around people that emotionally trigger you. You cannot be around those people, because that's creating bad thoughts, and you're going to remember it, because they're throwing your energy off. But you have to learn something from them, and then what you're learning from them is basically is to love yourself. So Keish Key was popping. Triggered easy off of things that happened in the past. What I just said. Cancer energy have the reputation of being sensitive. Very sensitive, because it's the Cancer. Cancer is very sensitive. They cry a lot. It's a water sign, and it's very sensitive sign. And I have more traits to the Cancer. If you looking at in my YouTube page, in my older positions and videos that I have on my YouTube page, but I'm gonna be putting this video up on my YouTube page, so you can learn from this one as well. Cancer energy have the reputation of being sensitive, but don't ever undermine their strength. They're very strong. Remember, Cancer is ruled by the crab, so they're soft. They're soft on the inside, but they're hard on the outside. This is like the shell is hard. Remember that. Most Cancers, Mercuries are funny and can be comedians. Have a talent for really speaking to people's emotions. Can be a good counselor because they can get in touch with people's emotions. Very nurturing, and are healers. They can be healers too because they understand the emotions. They rule by the moon, so they can understand your emotions quick because the moon has positions where it's just always changing. The shades of the moon is always changing, so they rule by the moon. Let's see, are good with reading your energy and your emotions. The lesson I would say for Mercury and Cancer: try not to make major decisions when you are upset. This is for really anybody. Don't make decisions when you're mad. Like, you're going to regret it in the future. Let things calm down first. This is like for really everybody, man. You can't make decisions, and this is what goes into the whole mental health thing too, because you're really doing this shit to yourself. When you making decisions, when you angry, you're creating bad karma for yourself. And then when shit hit the fan, you're like, damn, I shouldn't have did that because I was thinking in an emotional mindset, and this, you're fucking yourself over basically by not calming down first and really making decisions when you're leveled, when you balanced, when you back to you back to your mind is like your mind is clear. So let's keep it moving. Mercury in Leo loves to be the center of attention. This is how your mind thinks. Mercury is how your mind thinks. So if you have a Mercury in Leo, this is how your mind is thinking. Love to be the center of attention. Very enthusiastic. Tell the best stories. Have a talent for speaking. When speaking, they can be very entertaining. Very protective and territorial of their family and friends. Like to be the leader of the group. Speak life into people. Love to give good energy to people because they want the same energy in return. Very good at giving positive energy. A good perfection for Mercury Leo is a motivational speaker. So yeah, cause they one of the leaders of the charts too, and they can like really help people on how to think on leadership abilities. Very good at giving positive energy because they like to laugh. They like to have fun a lot. Good perfection for Mercury Leo is a motivational speaker. Love doing things to give them pleasure because they are ruled by the fifth house. And the fifth house represents the five senses. Remember that. Fifth house represents the five senses. Can be too confident in themselves and have a way of making people uncomfortable because they can think about themselves more than their environment. The lesson is I have for Mercury and Leo. If you think like a Leo, this is your position, Mercury and Leo. Get your astrological birth chart one more time. Try not to be too cocky about how confident you are. Help people be confident through your confidence, and work on listening and being open-minded, especially to your family and friends, the ones that are close to you. And that's what I have for Mercury Leo. So we're going to keep it moving to Mercury and Virgo. If you have this position, you think like a Virgo. This is an exalted position, and remember, exaltation is the planet's most powerful position and indicates ease and added fortune with using the planet's energy. So it can be a really good position if you use it in a good way, not a negative way, depending on your major aspects. Learn communication and make decision in the most practical and rational manner. Mercury is exalted, held in a high regard, most intelligent point in Virgo. Virgos have a incredible attention to detail. Yes, they do. They can go in your kitchen and find all the dirt and gook and everything. They can go in your kitchen and find everything, and you think that it's not even there, and they'll find it. They pay attention to details. Extremely analytical, extremely perfectionist, and detail oriented. This is a very powerful energy. You can use this energy for your highest advantage. Very proper when speaking, Mercury and Virgo. Well spoken and well thought out. Don't like to be the center of attention. They don't like all the attention all the time. But when they speak, they make sure they are on point. Can pick up information really fast. They peep everything. They pay attention to detail one more time. They speak straight facts. People can be annoyed because they don't sugarcoat and a thing. They give you straight truth. They give you the truth, and a lot of people don't like the truth. And Mercury and Virgo will give you the truth. They tell you straight up, just like a Sagittarius. Have a need to just fix things that are not right. Can worry a lot because they want things to be on point. Try not to be so hard on yourself because you will bring yourself down if things are not perfect. And if you're hard on yourself, that means if somebody else is hard on you, it's going to be really, really stressful because you're already hard on yourself. So try not to be so hard on yourself because it'll make other people hard on you. You reflect that. So try not to be so hard on yourself. Let's moving on to Mercury in Libra. Mercury in Libra turns this. Remember, if you have a Mercury in Libra, this is how you think. You have a Libra, this Libra position. You think like a Libra. Mercury in Libra turns their thought and attention towards getting and keeping things in balance. This is a big thing for Mercury energy. They like to keep shit in balance. That's why they can be very like they can't always get their mind right. They can be very I'll get the word later, so I'm just keeping moving. The intention behind their communication becomes about keeping harmony and finding balance and peace. That's what they want. They think about peace and balance all the time. This is how you think. You think like a Libra. Very pleasant in being around. Very pleasant to be around and pleasant to speak to. Very pleasant way of speaking. Always presented. Always presenting themselves well because they care about the people around them. Big time. They are all about relationships. Remember, Libra is ruled by relationships. Shout out, I see Keach Key put up the Sagittarius explanation point. Put your zodiac up and you will see your energy in your zodiac. They see two sides of everything to everything. They see two sides to everything. They are all about relationship, partnerships, and people around them. Love to be with another mind. They love to share minds together with other people. They love to share their mind with other people. They don't really like being alone because they need that balance. Remember, they think balance heavy. It can be hard to make decisions because they want a little of everything. So they can be indecisive. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Very indecisive. They can be very indecisive because they're too busy trying to look for the balance, so they don't know what to think. So they're trying to think the right one, so they won't fuck it up. They want to think the right thing, so they want to keep that balance, and they can be indecisive. They like to ask someone's opinion before they make decisions, but they always tend to make the right ones. So they try to take their time. Remember, this is it's not exalted. I'm sorry, but this is a good position for the mind, Mercury, but it can be indecisive at sometimes. They see two sides to every situation. The lesson for this position, Mercury and Libra, try not to care so much about what people think about you, because it can affect your decisions. Don't care so much to the point where you're putting yourself second. If you're putting yourself second, you're not putting yourself first, then this is where the mental health is coming. This is where the mental health issue is coming from, because you're thinking about somebody else. And once you're thinking about somebody else, all hell can break loose because you're not taking the time to put yourself first. And you putting other people first, and then you pointing a finger at them because you telling them like, I did this for you, when you should have been doing something for yourself first. Put yourself first. It's very important. This is for everybody, not just for Mercury and Libra. So let's keep it moving. Mercury and Scorpio. Very intense energy. Truth seekers attract the dark hidden things. Ooh, hold on. Scorpio energy goes dark. It's ruled by Pluto. Is goes to dark energy. I love Scorpio energy because it goes to the dark, deep, dark, grave digging energy that brings out everything in you, and you don't know how it happened because it's so dark and it goes so deep in your subconscious. And this is where you need to go, deep in your subconscious, so you can understand how you're thinking and you won't have mental issues. I'm going to start from the top again. Very intense energies with truth seekers attracted to dark hidden things, able to know what's happening without anyone telling you by just fitting pieces together. They like detectives. That's Scorpio energy. They want to get to the core of information of what they're seeking. Don't like small talk. They like to go deep. Investigators, fascinated by secrets and mysteries and unanswered questions of any kind. They want to get to the point of what's going on. They think deep. That's how the Scorpios, the energy is. When upset or angry, your emotions are empowered. Reason and logic disappear. It goes away. Remember, this is a water sign. Scorpio is a water sign, so it can be very emotional. Uh, Reason and logic disappear in an uncomfortable, uncontrollable, passionate outburst. Take everything extremely serious. Everything. They take everything extremely serious. You can seem suspicious because you keep your thoughts a secret. Very deep thinkers. Try not to keep everything a secret because you can become paranoid. Get obsessed with things they really like. Will notice something but won't mention it. They'll keep it in the back of their mind. See, and that's another thing. You keeping things in the back of your mind and not like talking to somebody that you can trust. When you keep things in the back of your mind, it keep playing in your head over and over again. And this is another thing where the mental health issue comes from. You thinking about shit that you don't want to think about, and you don't have the solution on how you're thinking. So let's keep it moving. You cannot lie to a Scorpio energy. They are like lie detectors. The lesson for this Scorpio, Mercury and Scorpio, dark thoughts. Try not to be obsessed with your dark thoughts. Think about something positive and be obsessed with those thoughts. Be obsessed with thoughts that make you happy instead of thoughts that don't. All right, let's keep it moving to Mercury and Sagittarius. If you have this position, you think like a Sagittarius. And this position is in a detriment. It's debilitated. Meaning is the opposite sign of home base and may need to work harder to integrate the planet's energy. Mercury and Sagittarius are truth seekers, brutally honest. When you speak, you have the power to make people feel what you say. You can speak life into people. Extremely optimistic. Knowledge is everything to you. Always seeking info on wide variety of topics. They love to learn. If you have Mercury and Sagittarius, you love to learn. Love to talk about science, philosophy, religion, metaphysics, astrology. You are known for being blunt, very blunt. You're honest and truthful. Very humorous. Have a broad mindset about things that you are interested in. Great teachers because they are great learners. Hate being bored. They don't like being bored. Very enthusiastic and uplifting. Be careful on how you teach. You can come off as a know-it-all. So, like, if you have this position, when you teaching somebody, you got to watch the way you teach because you don't want to be like, oh, I know this and oh, da, 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 da. You know, just coming off like that because people be swayed away like, they think they know it all. Be careful. Don't like negativity around them. Very adventurous mind, open to venture and wants to explore the mind. And when they want to explore the mind, they want to go out and they think about always going out somewhere and always want to go everywhere. They want to just having they want to have fun. They want to go out. They want to have fun. Um Open to adventure and wants to explore the mind, learn a lot at once. They love to learn. Ask big questions like why are we here? What are we made of? This is a big question that everybody needs to ask now because it's really fucked up outside and it's getting worse outside and it's going to get to the point why everybody want to know themselves, man. It's going to get to that point. All that playing around shit, you can't play around all the time. It's going to get to the point where we going to want to know ourselves. Then we can play. Like we're really running away from our mind, and this is where the mental shit is coming from. Like we not trying to learn ourselves. A lot of people not trying to learn themselves. Everybody wants to play and they distracted. They distracting themselves and they watching stupid shit and then all the dumb shit is going in their subconscious. And then it's another reason why we want to know why we thinking about dumb shit all the time. Because we putting bad shit in our subconscious. We can't play all the time. We can't. Trust me, I want to play. I love to play, but I can't play all the time. Work on the way you put your message out, Mercury and Sagittarius, because you can come off very blunt. You can come off as a smart ass. The lesson is for Mercury and Sagittarius: speak life into people. Great as at teaching people. You're great at teaching people. Don't be high and mighty about your knowledge. Try not to be too high and mighty about your knowledge. Mercury and Capricorn. Let's keep it moving. So if you have the Mercury and Capricorn, you think like a Capricorn. Mercury and Capricorn is all about practicality and their conversational style reflect that trait. Hold on one second. Okay, we talking about if you could just coming in. We talking about how your mind think, how you think. You can think like any zodiac of the chart. If you just coming in the chat, shout out Bombacious, what's popping. If you just coming in, I'm talking about mental health, the astrology way, breaking it down on how your mind thinks, because a lot of people don't even know how their mind thinks, and this is like the blueprint on showing you how you think, because you think through your zodiac signs. So right now I'm on Mercury and Capricorn. So if you have a Mercury and Capricorn, this is how you think. Mercury and Capricorn is all about practicality and their conversational style reflect that trait. Don't like to waste time on things that don't benefit us. We like to set things up for the future that will help us be successful. I said we because I have this position. I have a Mercury and Capricorn. I think like a Capricorn, and I have a third house Mercury. Wants to be successful at everything we do. Very serious people when speaking. Capricorn energy is only reserved around people they don't know. We only like having fun around people we know. Only outspoken to those who know us best. We only outspoken to people that we cool with. Respect themselves and authority. Very practical when we speak. We always think before we speak. Very serious when we speak. Very cautious and conservative. Skillful at organizing, directing and planning activities. Not attracted to abstract thoughts or ideas. Have a good head for business. Very authoritative, father-like figure. When we look at something, we see in the future. We see the future in it. So like if we see something that we like, we see the future in it because we want to put our energy into it. We can be very consistent at it because we want to be successful. Capricorn energy wants to be successful at everything they do. Structured and disciplined, hard on ourselves. The lesson for this position, loosen up a little bit because this placement is very strict. Remember, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It can be super strict. That's a strict planet. So let's keep it going to Mercury in Aquarius. Everything about Mercury is everything about Mercury in Aquarius is all about the facts. They like the facts. Logic is a big thing for them. They use it all the time and are very practical, very logical. This position is super logical, Mercury in Aquarius. So you might have this position, you think like Aquarius. Very detached from emotions. Thinking follows its own unique rhythm. You are progressive when it's solving problems and tend to detach and overly cerebral in confrontations with others. Mercury in Aquarius makes eccentric, trendy decisions and have an unusual speaking voice. You are friendly but sometimes awkward in conversations. That Aquarius energy can be weird a little bit, but we all need Aquarius energy. We need every position. We need all the zodiacs. Love science and math. Love to research for the cold-hearted facts. That's what they want. Need the facts. They need logic. When asking a Mercury and Aquarius for advice, they take all emotions out of the equation to give you, once again, facts. Never argue with the Mercury and Aquarius energy unless you can back it up with whatever you research concerning, once again, facts. They're going to ask you to prove it. Tend to be very opinionated, have a talent to connect with a large group of people. Only care about things you can prove. Aquarius energy is quite quiet around a crowd of people just so they can study people's ways and actions. So if you know Aquarius and you're going out with them or something, they probably peeping the whole scene of what's going on of the whole room. If you're going in a room with Aquarius, they peeping the scene. They want to know what the fuck is going on. The lesson I have for Mercury Aquarius: use your talents to speak to the masses and try not to be high and mighty when you do, because once again you want the facts. Okay, so I'm at the last zodiac, Mercury and Pisces. This position is debilitated. Once again, this is a detriment. Debilitated meaning is the opposite sign of home base and may need to work harder to integrate the planet's energy. So that Pisces energy, if you have this position, if you have Mercury in Pisces, you think like a Pisces. And you probably don't even like that sign. You talk shit about Pisces, but you probably think like a Pisces. So, big dreamers. The mind is always in dream world, always in spiritual realm. Your ideas and thoughts processes do not come to you in an orderly, logical fashion. So you need that the Aquarius energy, because you need the logic, you need facts. And you can't think that way because you're in a dreamy state. You think with your feelings or with images produced by your rich and fertile imagination. This placement can be difficult. Remember, it's a detriment. Meaning you have to work harder with communication with people. Mercury in Pisces focus on mood of a situation rather than the facts. You can stumble over your words a lot. Mercury and Pisces are gentle, unique, tactful, and dreamy when communicating with others. They can also be moody, indirect, and can tell quite a few white lies to spare someone's feelings. They are very good listeners, though. You can understand anyone, but no one seems to understand you because you have a dreamy mind. Very empathic, very artistic, are really good at giving advice, very intuitive. The lesson I have for Mercury and Pisces: work on your communication skills because your voice really needs to be heard. Mercury and Pisces navigate life through music, imagination, fantasy, literature, and art expression. So their mind is not really here. They want to be in a dreamy state. They're not really here. They want to be with the music. They want to be with the art. They think dreamy. They think they're not on this realm. That's how the mind thinks on the Mercury and Pisces. But I just wanted to go through those positions of Mercury because it's really important on how we thinking now. A lot of people not understanding how we thinking and not understanding how their mind is moving because we don't know ourselves. We too busy um, distracted by the TV and what's going on with the news and shit, and looking on our phone and looking on IG and all these. We looking at all this other shit, escaping our mind. Once we really sit down and study our mind and see where this shit is coming from or how we thinking, then we won't be like going through all this dumb shit. Like we going through dumb shit because we not focused on our mind. Shout out Delta, honey, I see you. Like if we sit down and talk about our mind, we can be way more better, and this shit can get more cleaner, because it's real dirty outside. It's funky. Nobody wants to go to the store. I don't like going to the store because I can read people and I can feel people's energy, and I really don't like it. And because I understand myself, I understand how my mind moves. So if you want a reading on how your mind is going, or other positions, your emotions, how your mind moves, your actions through your Mars, your Venus, your relationships, your Jupiter, you trying to get that bread, you trying to figure out where the money coming from or how you can get to the money, which is your Jupiter, your expansion, and your teacher style. Yo, hit me up on the DM because I've been studying this for at least almost 6 years now, and I understand how my mind moves. Like I've been through a lot of shit where I was in a dark place and I didn't know myself. I wasn't studying my mind. Once I got to this astrology shit, or this astrology treasure, I'll say, it helped me way better on how my mind is moving. And this is where all the mental health is coming from, because we don't understand how our mind is going. So I'm gonna just end this off. If you want to watch this video again, I'm gonna post it on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube. Same handle, DJ Malgeez. That's DJ MALCGEEZ. Shout out everybody who came in today on this live. I just want to share that whole mental issue thing, and I'll have more. I'm not done. And yeah, of course, I'll be streaming music this Saturday, every Saturday, old school house party. Appreciate y'all. I'm gone. If you want to, once again, you want a reading, hit me on The Whisper, hit me on my DM and my IG, same handle, DJ Malgeez. That's DJ MALCGEEZ. Peace, y'all.